First of all, there are a lot of measurables that I could give you, maybe a lot of boring statistics to demonstrate how much we've grown in year 3. Ticket sales.
Free tattoos.
Yeah, liquor sales.
Thank you for that.
Guinness Book of World Record. Yeah, that stuff. But the one that I like is an intangible. And that was, and I made sure, even as this guy was partying and stuff, that I was walking around. People might have thought I was kind of a disturbed old man wandering aimlessly.
They did. I got a lot of feedback on that.
But what I was doing was kind of observing. I'm a reporter, and reporters kind of get paid to watch. And what I observed and what I felt was an energy and an excitement. And that told me that we were on the right track. And all we ever wanted to do when we started this, and when my son started the MES Film Club out of his house, he just wanted to share movies with people. And not just any movies, but cool stuff. But to him, really, everything is cool. So we've been told by people that we respect that our film festival has as wide a variety as any that you could find.
We also have the most phallic awards of any film festival, if you notice these on the table over here. I'm not sure that anyone could top that. So.
What was that? Was that your?
I'm always going to say, every year we commission an artist to create our awards, and we don't tell them what to do. It's an important thing that we let the art be the art.
Artistic freedom.
And that artist is Matt Dutton, who's over here, and I absolutely love him. And Matt Dutton went a little Cronenberg on us this year with these awards, and I love them. And yes, they're kind of weenusy, but that's okay. I love you.
Anyway,
Weenusy, it's new.
Stop saying weenusy, man. It's weird.
You're right. You're right.
Okay, there's a lot of people to thank, and we're going to try to mention as many as we can, and anybody that we don't, please don't be offended, because we love you and we appreciate your efforts. But we're going to take a crack. First of all, we want to thank all our sponsors, including the foundations, without whose support, there's no way we could have done this. I mean, a couple of the foundations, and they don't really like to be mentioned because they like to do their good deeds and they don't brag about it. So I'll do them the courtesy and not mention them. But Chris proved that he could do this by reverse engineering. He had a little horror festival, you might have heard of it, Frightening Ass Film Festival. And
hey, thank that guy.
Yeah, yeah, he was there.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway, so he had this thing, and a person from the foundation came and was knocked out by it. They were like, this cat could run a festival. So
yeah, thank you for that.
They wrote us a check. And then, lo and behold, another foundation wrote us a check. And then a couple of private patrons wrote us other checks. And then we talked EPB into it, and a couple of others. And the next thing you know, we had enough dough to run a film festival. And with enough money and our secret weapon right here, we can put on a hell of a festival.
See, I thought you were our secret weapon.
No, it's you. It's you.
Actually, I think our secret weapon is Victoria Love right here.
I was getting to that.
And Brian Hennon and Nick.
Yeah. I was going to get to that. We've got the best event planner in the South, Miss Victoria Love. And her able-bodied and brilliant assistant, Miss Julie Hallbaker.
Able-bodied, ladies and gentlemen.
And we've got a great board. Brian Hennon, Brian Center, Brian Kelly, Liz Wells, Lindsay Cox, Lisa Badass Stark. Who am I forgetting? Scott Mercier.
Jan Bramlett.
Jan Bramlett.
Jan Bramlett,
She's
by
a
the way,
trooper.
Our volunteer coordinator actually took some shrapnel, got stitches this year, and is still here at the award ceremony like a badass.
She was taking out the trash, which, all right, we got some folks that could do that for you, Jan, but she takes out a bag of trash and there's a shard of glass, okay? She swings it and it cuts her.
Arterial spray, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And she says, Chris, you got a Band-Aid? And I said, yeah, but I don't think that's going to do it. And we finally had to like browbeat her into going. And I thought, you know, that's a stitch probably at least. And a tetanus shot, she couldn't remember the last time she had one of those. She texts me and she says, I had to have 6 stitches.
It is not CFF unless at least one person has a tetanus shot. So
that's right. But anyway, Jan came right back to work. Way to go. We also want to thank Chattanooga State and Chris Willis and the film crew. We want to thank Nick Hines and the staff at the Majestic. You're a bad man, Nick. You're a bad man. And I mean that in the best possible way. Before I turn it over to this guy, and we can quit hogging the mic, last year as we walked out of here, we were headed to our cars, and he's like, dude, I got a great idea for 2016. And I can only imagine, we talked to Joe Bob Briggs at lunch yesterday about some ideas that we have for next year. So I can only imagine what's going on inside that head of his. But anyway, here's my son.
All right. Don't stand. Sit down. You're sweet. Wow, this is really weird. So, okay, basically, this is probably my favorite part of the weekend, but it's also the saddest part of my week because I have to wait another year to get back to these 4 days. And it's gotten a lot bigger this year, and this has honestly been the toughest year of putting this thing together. And every one of you that have kept me sane during this, I can't thank you enough. And to these filmmakers that made this stuff that just moved the hell out of us, I love you. And now we'd like to basically just salute you with some things. And some of them, again, are very weenusy, and I apologize. Yeah, I would also like to bring up somebody that's been a big help to us and honestly is kind of helping Tennessee move in the right direction toward being a bigger film state. And for us, it's like this town hasn't had that much in the way of film. And, you know, we have one theater chain, and thank God it's run by guys like Nick that get this and let us do things. But I'd love to bring up Bob Raines, our film commissioner, just to say a couple words right now. Bob, thank you for being here. That was a great entrance, Bob. That was a hell of an entrance.
Thank you. So Tennessee Entertainment Commission, we're Office of the Governor, and I just want to thank the Chattanooga Film Festival for allowing us to sponsor this year the Tennessee Showcase. It was amazing to see the Tennessee filmmakers here creating. We have one of the, some of the best creative minds, I think, anyway, in the state of Tennessee here, and I have the privilege of traveling all across the state. I mean, from Northeast Tennessee to Memphis, and you can imagine how diverse that is, and to meet filmmakers. And I'm always amazed by just how driven they are and like everything that they have to do to overcome obstacles to really make their art. I mean, it's really amazing. And one of the things when I have to go in front of our state legislature, I mean, you can imagine having to go in front of a state legislature and explain the entertainment business, right? It's an extremely difficult thing to do. But one of the things I always say to them is I always say, listen, Tennessee has a very unique asset, and that's the creative class that we have here. I mean, not every state has a creative class. So I'm very proud of our creative class here. I'm very, happy to sponsor organizations like the Chattanooga Film Festival that helps our entertainment industry here. And I want to thank them, for showcasing, well, first of all, for the fantastic programming, number one, that you guys do. I mean, it's amazing what they put together. Also showcasing this beautiful city of Chattanooga. It's one of the most beautiful cities, I think, in the state. And I live in Nashville, but this is really beautiful. And also giving filmmakers a platform to showcase their art and showcase their talent. So I can't wait to see what these guys do next year. I mean, it's worth the price of admission just to see what they come up with next. I mean, that is great. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you.
All right. We don't like award ceremonies that take a long amount of time, so we got some statues to give out and some people to thank and love on a little bit, and I'm going to let this...
I'll mention them and you hand those things out.
All right, so I think we're going to start, honestly, with the Tennessee Filmmaker Award, start right here in town. And can I just say that this is the hardest year that we've, I mean, it's always hard to make the decision, but this year we really depended on audience feedback. And we care a lot about what our audiences think anyway, but...
Plus, we've got about 20 people that watch these films, and we try to get a consensus. Sometimes it's a little contentious. No punches
By
were
contentious,
thrown.
you mean a lot of expletives were thrown out, and
No
I said a
punches,
lot of
though.
things to you that I apologize for now. So
I was been waiting for that all week.
I'm sorry.
Okay. We're going to start with the Tennessee Filmmaker Award. For the first time this year, we have a cash prize. Thanks to Bob and the Tennessee Entertainment Commission. Thank you, sir. And
As well as giant checks, which the novelty of which has never worn off,
Yeah.
handing out. I love this.
we've also got, thanks to A1 Audio and Keith Nolan, a free 5.1 sound mix for the winner. So without further ado, our winner, Miss Madeline Hicks for Snow Globes.
It should be noted we did not give Madeline one of the phallic trophies because there is some class to this festival.
All right. Also this year, Chris and I talked about, as we grow larger, we want to grow the awards too. And so we had a great student block, and I think any of you that saw, he called it Schoolhouse Rock. I think, was that a play on some kind of Elvis movie, Schoolhouse Block? Was that what you were trying to do?
It's Schoolhouse Rock, dude. I can't believe
Okay,
you didn't get that reference.
okay.
What the hell, man?
All right.
We
I
should
just
have
thought
talked about this
Jailhouse.
before the Hooking
I
Awards.
don't know.
Oh my God.
Sometimes he's above me.
And I just want to say, this movie sort of, I don't know, it really loves on what it means to be a fan of film and what it means to, I don't know, in a world where Netflix and Redbox are taking over, it's great to see somebody remember what it's all for and what it all means. And I can't tell you how much I loved your film or how much I cried my ass off when I watched it. So I love you. Thank you so much. No, of course. Thank you. Again, not a phallic award.
Classy. Stay classy. That's right. One of the cool things about this festival is that...
One of the only cool things about this festival.
no, there's a lot of cool things, dude. Come on.
Thank you for that.
We kind of... you develop a relationship with the filmmakers, and it happens even before they get here. You exchange emails. We need stuff, synopses. I do the program, so I need pictures, synopses. I bug the hell out of people, and I'm sorry. But over the course of time, we develop a friendship. And then Chris has gotten to know filmmakers from all over the country. And they come here, and we try to welcome them as much as we can. And just a friendship develops. And we don't let that enter into our thinking, though. We judge films by their worthiness. So that's why we picked for the best short, Modern Day Amour, KCT Malone. All right, we're going to jump to the Audience Award and go back to the Feature Award because, unfortunately, the filmmaker left for L.A. This is another one of those examples of this guy has got a great body of work, but he's totally unassuming, and he's a great editor, first and foremost, but he's become a director, and just the nicest guy. If any of you talk to him, you'll know what I mean. But our Audience Award, by vote of everyone, and we tallied it out, and it was Jocko by Paul Marchand.
And since he's not here, his award is very phallic.
Yeah. And this had nothing to do with Robert Trujillo missing his flight. He missed his flight. People still came. They still had to vote for the movie, even though they were bummed that Robert was only on Skype. But kudos to everybody that got him on Skype, you guys. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And last but not least, it's another filmmaker with whom we have become friends just out of a mutual respect for what each other does. And, you know, Chris told me he was a great guy, and I got to meet him here, and I couldn't agree more. His film, he was gracious enough to premiere it here.
And you know, I want to take a second and say we're not a big festival yet. This is year 3, man. And for someone to take a chance on world premiering their film here means a lot to us. It means they're doubling down on us. And what these guys did was they went and they made an old school monster movie, and they made it with utter and complete love. And it also has the coolest sound design I've ever heard for a cooler opening. And Tim Rice, I want to bring you up here for Bad Blood, buddy.
Bad Blood.
And I've got one final kind of spirit award that I want to hand out. And even though this one is very phallic, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the kind of big phallic guy that I am. Nick Heinz, I've got a statue for you, buddy. Nick from Carmike, who's been our dark horse, who's put up with so much crap, so many weird emails from me. Yes, ma'am. So with all that being said, I want to thank every one of you for coming out and somehow making this real for year 3, somehow letting us do this again. And we got a few more people to thank, but then, you know, there's an open bar and there's a few more minutes to enjoy before this thing is over. And we'll hopefully see you again in year 4 and year 16 and year 19 and all those other years. So I love you guys. Thanks a lot.
And I just want to say another thing. Sometimes it's not easy working with family. But you know, my son and I have a special relationship, and even though we drive each other bat sometimes, you know, I always told him I'd help him get to where he wants to be, and I think this is a place where he wants to be. So great working with you, and I'm going to do it next year.
Yeah, and real quick, again, we've got a list of people here because I'm going to forget people because I have one brain cell remaining, and then I'm going to take a large nap and drink some Gatorade and some Pedialyte, and it's going to be real good. But I want to thank again Chat State, our incredible team of volunteers who are over 100 strong. These people did this for a T-shirt and some movie tickets and to come hang out with our weird asses. I can't believe it. Brian Hennon, you are my blood, homie. This man opened a small business this year and still somehow came here and did this every second with us. Leslie and Amanda, our 2 raven-haired, lovely hosts of all the content. The Chat State crew, again, you guys made it look world-class. Victoria and Julie. Julie, I love you. You're incredible. Dad, I'm going to throw a thanks to you, and I'm going to say I'm sorry again for being kind of a wang. And again, the food trucks that are out there and have been providing incredible food, every vendor that came to the tent to kind of create this physical media rodeo that we're doing now, because we believe that it's important to be a fan and to buy a record and to go to movies and to never forget why this experience is important. So I love you guys a lot, and please enjoy the open bar, for God's sake.